back to the Laker family, where I'm going to be diving into this disappointing loss that the Lakers suffered on Christmas versus the Los Angeles Clippers. This game right here left um, a stain on my very happy Christmas day, which was very joyful. I got to spend a lot of time with the family and open up presents and go meet some folks, things of that nature, and all to have it come to a crashing bad halt like this. Um, I wasn't I wasn't even that mad at the end of the game because I had already became frustrated. I want to say the third quarter, somewhere in the third quarter of this game, where when we started just playing kind of lackadaisical. We had a 15-point lead, and we were playing with our food basically. We didn't step on the Clippers' throat when we should have. And I felt like that's where LeBron James fell short in this game. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking at Brandon Ingram going off this game right here, 11 points, 4 for 4, starting this Nuggets game. And that's a little bit more of what I'm going to get into. And I know you guys are tired of hearing me harp back on that trade, but and also I know a lot of y'all LeBron James fans are y'all don't like to hear him be criticized or critiqued. But guess what? Today I don't care. If me not going out ordering this nice looking LeBron Laker jersey doesn't show y'all that I have the backing of anybody that's on this Laker team, then I don't know what to tell you. Obviously, I support whoever is on this purple and gold squad, but that doesn't exclude you from being critiqued by me. I've given LeBron his praise where praise is due. For the majority of the season, he has been playing well for the majority. But key games against players that you have to make a statement against, that's coming for your throne, you disappear. You don't show up. First game of the year, you didn't show up versus Kawhi Leonard. Against Giannis, you don't show up. And the last game against the Mavericks, to a certain degree, you didn't show up. So these are the type of guys that are coming for MVPs, or they're coming to take your throne. And I just don't like the energy. It's not so much of the bad shooting. It's not so much of that. It's the lack of assertiveness and the lack of wanting to impose your will on a team, especially against a player that's coming for you. Do you like Patrick Beverley blocking your shot at the end of a game and parading around like a baboon in your home arena? You know, just looking like some monkey wildebeest prancing around, dancing around in your, screaming and yelling to the top of his lungs in your arena. Do you like Kawhi Leonard showing you up in your home arena, basically beating you twice in a head-to-head matchup in the win column and statistically? Do you like Kawhi Leonard making these commercials saying Kawhi Town and got the little crown hanging off his keys while he's driving down, cruising down the street? You know, it would be one thing if you didn't come out and with these tweets and everything and saying, "I'm come watch out, watch the throne. I'm here to take the throne back. Y'all keep sleeping. Watch the king." I wouldn't have so much of a problem with criticizing you, because I would be like, okay, maybe he's just saving himself for the playoffs, or he's just cruising, or he's trying to load manage, whatever. But you brought that upon yourself. You brought this level of attention to yourself to where we're looking to see, okay, what are you going to do? You said watch the throne. You coming for it back, and you don't prove it against these notable people that's trying to take it from you. I'm very, very disappointed in LeBron in this game. Doesn't mean that he can't get back in my good graces, but right now I am going to stop looking for LeBron to reclaim a throne throughout this season. From this point on, I'm going to be looking for the success of the Lakers, how well the Lakers gel together. Him being the king and all this other stuff is almost just null and void to me. I can almost care less now. If he does, fine. But my main focus now and my energy is going to be, how well does the Lakers play from this point moving forward? Because my thing is, I'm going to bring it back up now. I was just mentioning Brandon Ingram. If LeBron and the Lakers play this way against the Clippers, against the Bucks, against Indiana, this 4 game losing streak, if the Lakers show up with this type of performance against those top tier teams in the playoffs, and they get, you know what I'm saying? It's you should have left Anthony Davis where he was at, LeBron. It's on you now. You decided to trade away our future, our young studs, even though Lonzo has kind of been, lately. He started off the season kind of hot, but still. Josh Hart, Ingram, Wagner, Isaac Bonga, and it was like 4 future draft picks. And we had to ship Zubac out before that to kind of help create space as well. So I'm just saying, hear me out. Imagine if we kept that same squad, Brandon Ingram and those guys that, especially Ingram, who's looking great. And we had that whole collective squad together come next year. Anthony Davis gets added to that squad. Do you see how dangerous that squad would have been for years to come? Versus an older squad now that has to get it done now. And that was my fears. That was my 2 biggest fears coming out of that trade, was the injury history from Davis and the aging of LeBron. So now there's a ton of questions. And you're going to have the Skip Baylesses of the world that's going to have a field day tomorrow. Skip Bayless and Chris Bouchard, you're making them look right as far as when they were speaking on LeBron is playing a dangerous game. As far as energy-wise and health-wise, he may be expending way too much energy during the regular season, and come postseason, he's not going to have enough energy to carry him through a postseason because he didn't wear himself down. And, father time is always a factor. So the more mileage you keep putting on yourself, the more of a gamble you're taking with your body. So if you were injured in any way, you should have sat out this game. Yes, it was a big statement game. You wanted to prove whose house is it, who's the king of LA, this, that, and the third. But if you're not right, you don't play. Simple as that. If you do play, you do know everybody's going to be critiquing you and watching you, everything you do. So I don't want to hear the injury or tired excuse, whatnot. If you were tired or injured, you don't play. So I told y'all in my last video versus the Bucks that a lot of y'all don't like LeBron being critiqued, but I was only pointing out things that he can kind of work on to help himself against these younger athletic defenders now, especially against people like Kawhi and Paul George. A mid-range shot. He has to acquire a well-defined mid-range game, because what did the Clippers do? Like I said, um, it, they wanted LeBron to preferably shoot from the outside. They were okay with him settling for these long-range threes that he just, for some reason, continued to keep pulling. He was 2 for 12 from three-point range. They were okay with that because they know deep down that LeBron doesn't really either trust his mid-range game, or he's not going to knock down a good percentage of mid-range shots. When push comes to shove, he's going to put that head down and try to barrel down to the goal. And once he gets there, that kind of plays into the Clippers' hand, because first of all, they're playing back anyway because they want him to shoot. So when he barrels his head down, he tries to go into the lane. You have a second defender that comes over, and you know what I'm saying, he has to make a kick out or take some tough fadeaway or something, and it plays right into the Clippers' hands. And it was a reoccurring thing through this whole game, and it got to the point where LeBron was just starting this just settle. They got me figured out, so let me just shoot this three. I'm too tired to go inside. Let me just shoot this three. And I was just holding my head like, what am I watching? LeBron, what are you doing? And honestly, if it wasn't for Kyle Kuzma in that first half, we would have been down big. I told y'all last game, the only silver lining from that loss was I saw that Kyle Kuzma played well. He had 16 points. And I said I would like to see him keep improving upon that. He did. Kyle Kuzma showed up. Anthony Davis showed up. We got the big guys. They were playing well defensively. Between JaVale McGee and Howard and Anthony Davis, the whole trio of bigs did their job defensively. So Caldwell Pope, 13 points. He played big. So LeBron, I hate to say it, was the reason we lost this game. Point blank. I want to see him play better, and I'm almost nervous because he looks tired. He's looked old these past 4 games. I don't know if it's injuries or what. But like I say, if you play, people don't care about that. Media doesn't care about that. You're gonna get killed basically if you don't perform. If you play and don't perform, and it's making people that were bashing Kawhi Leonard for low managing, it's making them sound foolish and making Kawhi Leonard look. It's making Kawhi Leonard look justified with this whole low management deal. We were all killing him, but now it's making him look justified because he's young and kind of doing it. I think he's 26. So now it's almost looking like LeBron has no choice but to start low managing now and pull the same thing that Kawhi is doing. So I'm very, very upset. And like I said, I was more upset during the third quarter. So by the time the fourth quarter came, I was just like this. I didn't even care that the game was still close and we had a chance to win, because I felt like we just squandered a perfect opportunity again. The first matchup against the Clippers, we started our first quarter with a huge lead, 15 plus or so, and they came back and won. This game, we had a 15-point lead in the third quarter and squandered it. I don't know which one is worse. Matter of fact, this one was worse because it was the third quarter and we did that. We played great defensively. I have no problems with the defense. The only person that went off was Kawhi Leonard. But again, that shows you the difference in the mental state of the superstars between LeBron and Kawhi Leonard this game. Kawhi Leonard was like, yeah, we're down 15. Calm down. I got you. I got this. LeBron had the 15-point lead and kept jacking threes. I told you I don't care about the bricks as long as you have some IQ playing in there. If you play with a high level IQ, I can live with a brick here and there. What made it worse was because Anthony Davis was absolutely destroying the Clippers. Third quarter, they went away from it. We had a 15-point lead. They stopped feeding Anthony Davis in the post. They started passing the ball all around the perimeter instead of getting the ball down to Anthony Davis. By the time they started giving the ball to Anthony Davis, it was late in the fourth quarter, and it was already too late. So, what I have to say about that is, as much as we ridicule KCP, you can play on my team any day. The heart and the level of determination and defense you played tonight, you can play on my team any day. That guy almost injured himself 2 times. Yeah, this is a rant. That guy almost injured himself 2 times for you, LeBron. And you didn't do anything to show it. It looked like he almost injured himself out of the game on that fast break block he had. And he had to end up running to the locker room. When I see stuff like that, I'm like, okay, that man is out there dying on the court. And you didn't do what you were supposed to do, LeBron. Kyle Kuzma, as much as we ridicule him up and down season, you can play on my team anytime. Anthony Davis, your heart of determination on the defensive end and offensive end. Only thing I want from you is to demand the ball more, especially when you see guys are struggling or playing with a low level of IQ. Be more vocal. Demand the ball. There was no reason why they should have been icing you out like that for the most part of the second half. Speak up. Be more vocal, Anthony Davis. Bradley, another bad game. Only 17 minutes. I don't know how long it's going to take him to recover from that old injury ordeal he had. Danny Green, I almost want to package him now and get him out of here. It's a disgrace, the level of money this man is getting paid. 6 points, 2 for 7 from the three-point line, 2 for 8 from the field. 5 fouls. Absolutely getting killed on the defensive end. Dwight Howard, he did okay, 9 rebounds, and he had 2 points, but he was giving us that energy and intimidation factor. Even though I believe Montrezl Harrell won the matchup between Dwight and McGee tonight, it still wasn't from a lack of effort. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they was not trying. McGee had 5 blocks this game. So he showed his level of intensity and his level of want to this game. That's all I want. I want you to be out there creating havoc, and they did that. But I still would give the edge to Montrezl Harrell versus those two. Let's see. Caruso, not a good game. 2 points, 11 minutes. Rondo, 7 points. Almost somewhat a non-factor. He did have 5 assists, but it wasn't nothing too impressive. LeBron had more field goal attempts than points. So he went 9 for 24, 23 points, 10 assists, 2 turnovers. So you got to play better, LeBron. You got to play better. I expect more from you. And if Father Time is catching you, we're in trouble. We might as well hang it up and call that trade terrible. Because what's going to happen is, if it is Father Time that's taking LeBron out, or by come playoff time, Father Time is won, we screwed up big time. Big time. big time, because we could have kept all those players and draft picks and just added Anthony Davis. We could have let Kawhi, Rockets, whoever had a fun this year, and acquire Anthony Davis between the summer of next year. Yeah. So our bench actually outscored their bench, and most of that was due to Kyle Kuzma. The only person that went off on the Clippers bench was Montrezl Harrell, as I just mentioned. And they whole team played good defense too. So it was a great defensive game. It just, at the end of the day, their superstar had the mentality of never quit and let me take smart shots. Or if I don't have the shot, let me dish it to another man that can get another man a good shot. And the advantage that Kawhi Leonard seems to have over LeBron James at this stage of their career is outside shooting. LeBron has had good games here and there from three, things of that nature, but he's not the consistent outside threat that Kawhi Leonard is. Kawhi Leonard can depend on that if you start shutting his lanes off. He always has that to rely on. So when I critique LeBron, it's not to bash LeBron, it's something to mention that he can work on. And obviously, that mid-range game and outside shooting is hurting him when teams decide to just cut off his lanes. So with that being said, let's get back on the winning track. We got to play the Blazers. The Blazers have not been the Blazers of old. So let's go back and try to get back on this winning track and do better. Because this right here it left a bad taste in my mouth. And man, I have no other words to say, man. But I'll be back after that Blazers game to do another recap of that. And as always, thank y'all for watching. If y'all would like to join the Laker family, please like, share, subscribe. Thank y'all. Peace. Yeah.